we get that good polybridge song right in perfect timing. Absolutely love it. Can't drop a fulminant back there. I could put one in this corner, though I'm guessing that just gets taken out eventually. So many angry faces. Indeed. I don't know what's upset them so. It's not like we're gonna do anything horrifying to them or whatnot. No, that doesn't sound like us. But I guess we just keep this weird fulminant prism play going. I'm surprised this is working out as well as it has been. Yet here we are. Slowly but surely taking care of all these gosh darn slimes. Friend, the Zerg slimes are the ones that we have to be extra careful about, of course, making sure that we don't take too much cold damage. Otherwise, we are just sitting pretty, doing what we can. Stop shooting bolts at me, please, sir. Thank you. There we go. We do manage to take out the corrosive slime before they cause too many issues. Still not exactly fantastic. Probably not what we were looking for here, but all the slimes are gone. Oops, let's try not to hit ourselves. Double hitting the acid blob though. Don't mind if I do. Fantastic. And as we finished off that fight, we gained another spell into our book here as well. So let's take a quick peek. We got Infestation. Interesting. So we can infest enemies, and then when we kill them, they sprout into death scarabs. Do they have to be alive or anything? I mean, it's slightly implied by the fact that they come out of them on death, but besides that slight implication, I think this does work on anything, so maybe, just maybe, can try and show that off on slime. And again, give us a really straightforward way to deal with the aftermath of killing the royal jelly. Get out of here, my lich friends. Not bad. Slightly concerned at how much health I'm losing just slinging out spells indiscriminately, but as long as we don't get into too scary of a fight, Tentacled Monstrosity kind of fitting in that category. Slightly scary for sure, but definitely check it out. 5x5 smite targeted infest status, then kill the weak guys and spawn a ton of bugs. Yeah, no, I definitely have used it in the past. I'm trying to think on my infinite zigguratting demon spawn character. My go-to solution for ziggurat floors has been infestation and ignition combo, which achieves exactly that result in spectacular fashion. So I'm assuming that it will also work for us today. That would be nice. Spark Wasps, our worst enemy, our main weakness right now, of course. Still not quite enough to bring us down. Feeling confident. Hello, my tentacled friend. Please step off. Perfect, thank you. Gotta love IMB. Oh my gosh, what were you carrying? +9 Halberd Lakesit. Holy weapon with Dex +8. Not for us, but very interesting. Also, +6 Spectral Lagitang. I mean, we were thinking about committing into the staff side of things. Still don't know how I feel about that one, because it would require us to give the shield. But definitely an interesting idea, to say the least. That's Depths 4. I actually, in my head, thought for a moment there that this was Depths 5, just because we saw that gold dragon and so many tentacled monstrosities. But nope, apparently just a very scary, very dangerous form of Depths 4 there. Right, we are carrying around ID scrolls. Starting to remember some jokes about that last week. Right, that is important. Ooh, managed to get that cold in past the other enemies here, eh? Not exactly what we were hoping for. Let's just try and take out this juggernaut as soon as possible. Fantastic. And then we can run back to the stairs. Ooh, just as all the dragons come crawling out of the woodwork. Hello, friends. Goodbye, friends. Let's find somewhere else to make our entrance, shall we? That seems like a good idea. Do be a lot of troll mages here, there, and everywhere. Ain't that the truth? Can I hit both Spriggan and somebody else? It doesn't look like it, but Spriggan is probably still worth the attack. Caustic Strikes are my most feared enemy, and there's a whole freaking pack of them. I hate to see it. Slightly more manageable with something like IMB just to keep shoving them off of our back, but geez Louise. Don't even think I want to go down this stairwell again, so third time's a charm? Maybe? Would be nice. Oh look, ziggurat entrance. We were just talking about one of those. Well, friends, if you could just all come this way, that would be fantastic. Form an orderly queue like we always do. Beautiful. Thank you kindly. Such great listeners. And for you, friend, we'll just take you out the old-fashioned way. One Caustic Strike, not the end of the world. As soon as the second one shows up, I'm gonna go into panic mode, but for the time being, I can work with this. Beautiful. Turns out IMB might just be a pretty solid counter against Caustic Strikes, because oh me oh my, normally when one of those show up, I start getting a little bit of a panic feeling rising. And here we are fighting off a pack of them, sure one at a time, but still successfully, much more successfully than I might have otherwise expected. So that's nice. That's not the usual direction that these surprises take. Most usually quite the opposite, in fact. But I'll take it. Hello, friends. Okay, there are still more of those Caustic Strikes about here, but maybe that was the last of them. That'd be nice. That'd be pretty sweet. We'll just continue on here. Okay, you want? I have to kill you because my auto move is very upset. It does not like you, Iron Troll. You must have done something truly horrendous in the past to deserve such awful treatment. Not too bad here. Even the Elf High Priest going down without too much trouble. Another potential scary target. And a protection from Cold Ring. Now that we kind of need. So Ring of Slain. Goodbye. Take that instead. Beautiful. I think we're very much counting down the minutes here until we switch off from our armor class ring. It's again something that I probably should already be doing because it's not exactly doing a whole lot for us, especially since statue form can do incredible wonders in that department. The only caveat there being that purple draconians and of course quicksilver dragons complicate things a little bit if we're relying too heavily on the statue form. But we're in a pretty sweet middle spot right now where even without it, having 28 AC on a caster is pretty fantastic. There we go. Another level up here. And soon we'll get a couple more spells for our repertoire. Excited to see what our final selection is, our final additions. Beautiful. Oh, there we go. Had to quickly check my phone. Didn't expect the game to get stalled out. My bad. But there we go. That's our entrance to Zot all cleared out. ready for us in the future. Okie dokie, things are going pretty well for us, for sure. Let's get a nice little bit of a stretch in here. Oh man. And think about what we want to do for the future. If we wanted some more experience, we could head somewhere like vaults, go through the first few floors. Still have elf to clear, of course, as we mentioned earlier. But you know, we're looking pretty nice here. One thing I will do is maybe a quick search for immolation. Any of these left lying about? A couple here or there, but not a huge showing. Regardless, let's go through and pick up some of these, because I do believe we'll be heading to slime right there next. And it will be nice to have some of those to throw into the situation if we deem it necessary, at least. We'll continue just collecting. One more should do the trick, and if things get truly desperate, we can always come back for a couple more to finish off the stack. Hello friends, didn't realize I left some of you behind. And there we go. Now before we head off, let's do a quick search for our core. Because what do we wish to do here? I was originally debating switching over to the fairy dragon scales for going through slime. What I had unfortunately forgotten about is that we used Ashen Zari to shackle our chestplate to us. So it makes it a bit trickier to try that out. We could go into cold vulnerability with this ring, but our best bet might just be to spend 400 gold in this shop. I don't even know if we have 400 gold right now. I guess we'll find out in a moment. We could, of course, actually just check manually here, but where's the fun in that? We do have enough, fortunately. So let's buy that son of a gun. And I think that means it's time for us to break away from the ring of apiomancy, and keep this as a bit of an open float spot for now, going between cold resistance and corrosion resistance, I think. With the upside that we might find something in the future to bind to us. Let's do it. Time to break those shackles, pick up that son of a gun, equip it right away. And now we should be all set. At least to explore the first few floors of slime, see if we don't have a safe pathway down to the royal jelly. Fantastic. I mean, you love to see that. You kind of hate to see that. As we discovered recently, our main source of damage, in fact, most of our main sources of damage here, create a lot of noise. We have extremely loud, a bit loud, very loud. It's not great. But let's see, we could test out Infestation here to see how she works against the slimes. Best this group and then just throw out a couple of lightning bolts. Guess what was Infestation even on? P. So let's do it. Best all you sons of guns. Hopefully we don't get too mutated. Then we'll blast ya. Quicksilver Slime isn't quite as scary as it normally is on characters who cast, just because we, no, I will not blast. We don't actually have to resort to the usual mana, of course, using our life force, our vitality instead. So that comes out as a bit of an advantage, all things considered. Let's try and free a few more death scarabs from the confines of these bodies. Again, not too worried about the Quicksilver, even though eventually we'll have to take care of them. Kind of sucks not being able to use IMB. I guess I could just say screw it, and it's okay if we accidentally murder a death scarab or two. That's true, at least. But let's see, does this just kill the Quicksilver? Words hard, can't talk. Did not work out for us, so I instead switched back to the usual culprits, and we free our army of death scarabs to potentially do a lot of our heavy lifting for us. So would you look at that crowd that we've drawn? This is why we do not like making this much noise in slime pits. I think we need a slightly better plan moving forward. That hurts. Don't push me up the stairs, please. Thank you. Very generous of you to respect my wishes. Still not going great, even with IMB. What to do about you, rock slime? You are resistant to electricity, which is not great. There's 50 damage, right, that you can do? It is 50 damage, though they will knock us back into the corrosive walls, which is not great. Give them 1 free hit, 2 free hits. There we go. And what else do we have at our disposal here? I guess we could pop out... You know what? Disjunction. Let's try that out. Yeah, get blinked away, fool. Beautiful. Okay, that's much better. I have to keep that one in mind because I do feel like it's going to be incredibly useful as things progress here. Hello, you sons of guns. Attracted, again, just quite the welcoming committee here. You, friend, have got to go. We've already made extreme amounts of noise here, so I don't mind launching a few more lightning bolts off here or there. And fantastic. Did IMB always push people back that far? For whatever reason, in my brain, I always thought that it pushed them back to the, like, outside of its max range. But it's sending these buddies halfway across the map here. Jeez Louise. Again, to clarify, not that I'm complaining whatsoever. In fact, game, if you want to just keep that up, let us keep doing that. I won't mind or wouldn't mind whatsoever. But okay, we've made a bit of a risky decision here. We left all of those slimes asleep instead of clearing the floor above, which I've already come to regret, which is not a great start. But I think we're going to head up ourselves. We're going to start fighting here because I feel like it's going to become necessary anyway. Seems prudent. Guess we could even go for, like, infestation. Try and kill them with IMB. Ah, right, and then our... Right, that's the problem with infestation. Then we lose one of our abilities. Fulminant Prism. A bit loud versus loud. You'd think a bit loud is quieter, right? Let's test that hypothesis, shall we? Scarabs, please don't get hit by the blast. If you do, it is completely your fault, and I do not hold any responsibility. Ah. Would you look at that? Got hit by the prism. Whoops. Sorry, friends. Okay. We also get the wasting away mutation. Not the end of the world. As long as we're not missing out on, like, max health, that's something that is truly run ending for a Djinni. As long as that is not the case, we should be okay. I am now in the bad zone. I guess this is maybe a place where disjunction is the proper call to make. Does make it kind of hard to hit with these fulminant prisms and stuff, but we can make it work. Especially if we can just manage to keep most people off our backs here. Fantastic. Creating all the noise in the world, but I think that was just unavoidable for the most part here. We do what we can. And beautiful. Love to see it. Let's just toss one of those down. Jeez Louise. Stop that. Stop that. There we go. Oh me oh my, we will have to find ourselves a final stairway down here, it looks like. But ideally that's not too tough of a call. That lightning bolt was a little bit of a risk. I was ready for hordes to come descending on us, but guess we're okay. And we've managed to find a stairwell without too much trouble. Now, I don't think we will use magic mapping this time around. But I do have to keep in mind, again, just how much noise we're making with these lightning bolts. I feel like we're going to be waking up the royal jelly a lot earlier than I would otherwise expect. Which worries me for sure. Definitely worries me in the slightest at the very least. But ideally, we can bring some of these buddies upstairs. Okay, no, we got interrupted trying to head back up. That's not great. Bring Disjunction back into the fold. Maybe try and take care of the Shining Eye real quick. Though I should most likely be focusing on freeing the stairs. That works for me. Oh me, oh my, this is gonna be a bit rough. A wee bit rough. But imagine what Vaults 5 would have been like, because it would have been very similar, except with the most ridiculous monster density, and just causing all the worst kinds of tension. Also, I almost definitely should have done some statue form action before heading down here. In fact, let's maybe head up and do just that. Don't think we'll die in one turn. Never a good situation where that's what you're crossing your fingers on, but hey, it worked out here. And then these buddies are very much just fodder for IMB. We can just keep this up. I mean, with regeneration, almost indefinitely, which is awesome. And just about there. This is just the beginning still, which is the unfortunate part. Let's see, what did we leave behind? Mostly actual oozes. The rock slime is going to be a little bit of a nightmare. Not exactly who we want to fight. We could look for another downstairs. Or feel like it here. Play it a little bit safer. Get evocations and cunning next. I don't think I'm binding this resist corrosion ring to me, so I guess we can ignore that for the time being. Ah, wow. I see. This is actually the only stairs that we have access to in this little subdivision of Slime Pits 4. Interesting. Well, in that case, let's statue form up. Let's try and bring just some of you upstairs. Beautiful. Okay. That's definitely what we were hoping. And now we know that there's nobody who can reach us in this area, so we can be a bit more indiscriminate in our noise levels. Definitely get rid of that acid son of a gun. Well, let's get Disjunction going here. And Thing of Beauty. Okie dokie. This isn't even the main event yet. Though that is kind of a classic trait of slime here, is that it's always going to be a lot worse than you imagined. And that's saying something for how much trepidation I feel going into this area. Killing the royal jelly, I mean, that's fine. You just follow the instructions to the T, and you're likely to succeed. But getting to the royal jelly in one piece, now that's another question altogether. Ah, I wasn't just talking about you, friend. Hello? Am I ready to fight the royal jelly on the spot here? Oh, a little bit rough. So we'd probably want to hit them once. Then Scroll of Immolation. Throw Infestation somewhere in the mix after that first hit as well. Let's see, you're probably resistant to... You're not resistant to electricity. Oh boy. In that case... I'm gonna blast ya. I'm gonna Disjunction. We also did a surprising amount of damage to the Royal Jelly here. Such as spell instructions. That was the plan, but then all of a sudden everything got thrown out the window when the Royal Jelly came out of nowhere. Turns out, lightning bolts are too loud, even at this distance. Who knew? What a world we live in. Well, let's blast you one more time. Bring in some more slimes. Don't know where the Royal Jelly went. There you are, friend. And maybe this is where a condenser vein can come out. Ooh, and we get lightning clouds. That's actually beautiful. Exactly what you want here. Royal Jelly is so close to being out of the picture. Do I want to bother with infestation? Kind of want to just finish this off where we stand. Let's do it. Kill the Royal Jelly. Disjunction is still in effect. Health is looking okay. We can just head out here temporarily if we'd like, but the storm clouds are a nice little advantage. Besides the rock slimes, who have ridiculous amounts of armor class, the majority of these buddies have nothing, so I guess we can toss a tremor stones out. See who that hits. Does kill pretty much all the quicksilvers and the corrosive oozes, so that's nice. Back, let's just slap another one of those bad boys down. And then disjunction. Everyone get off my back, please. Okay, this is actually quite the combo we have running here. Disjunction is really strong in slime. Who knew? That's pretty sweet. I'm enjoying this. So we can just hop down, take a ridiculous amount of damage, but one disjunction gets them all pushed off a wee bit. Condenser vein is back. Do I want to commit to this fight at all? I hate how many rock slimes there are specifically. It's not great. Not fantastic. What are you not resistant to? Oh, you're not resistant to ice. Oh, that's interesting. Definitely expected you to be. Does mean that we can use our Ice Blast wand potentially to good effect here. 3d21. Not great odds. There's a chance that it one-shots them. Very low chance. But that means that we should be able to get it in too, which is kind of nice. Infestation didn't end up playing as big of a role in the initial parts of this fight as I originally thought, but I think that is a-okay. Getting a wee bit surrounded here. I'd like to let that Fulminant Prism blast go off before we head out. Now we'll head out. Okay, I was ready for that one to fail actually. Have to resort to some disjunction action to escape. Those dang rock slimes are dangerous in so many different ways, with their ability to shove us off the stairs. Oops. This is what I want to do, but with Shift X, there we go. Yeah, we can do this. Just one more try. Jeez Louise. That first turn when we get down here is just a nightmare. And see, there we go. This time we get pushed off the stairs. That's the eventuality that we're on the lookout for from the beginning. I mean, we could go for a teleport play and let all these buddies diffuse themselves throughout the level. I might read a teleport, because even if we end up gaining access to upstairs, it's not the be-all end-all. Okay, don't wake up. Oh my gosh, I said don't wake up. Son of a gun. Okay, you know what? Calling some attention to ourselves. Let's just try and finish the job as quickly as possible, if that's going to be the case. Jelly is decently scary with their cold damage for us right now. But this is much more manageable. This is very much in my department. Oh, I almost immediately used a lightning bolt there, and that's potentially a bad call. Let's do something like this. So, no, see, that's what I was kind of worried about. They pushed us outside of the effective range. You son of a gun. How did they know? I wonder how loud this is. Oh, it says right there, a bit loud. So it's the same as IMB. In that case, get out of my head, rock slime. Now, we checked, right? And it said they were not resistant to cold, but you seen this? Wild. Hey, okay, we're still in one piece, so that's much better than I could have possibly expected, all things considered. Can bring these buddies in. Definitely want statue form online when possible. Beautiful. Now let's start heading for that center. Could get some good treasures here as well as the rune itself. I'll take these, I'll take these. What this did do? Not enough is the answer. Ooh, fancy ring. Ice. I mean, that is a resistance to cold. It does give us 1 pip of fire vulnerability. Might be a little bit rough when we start seeing orbs. That's a lot of resistances across the board. I'll think about it at the very least. Let's pick it up. We are still kind of looking for a weapon as well, so it's pretty much worth it to take a peek at those bad boys. There we go. Pick up the rune. Nice potions all around. Can't complain too much. I guess we should also check out this spear just in case it's important. Doesn't look like a huge deal. Now this is the stairwell that we know how to get out from. Is that the way I wish to go? Maybe. We've cleared... Cleared a decent amount of the area is what I was going to say, but then I saw a bunch of enemies. So that changed my tune pretty quick. Let's maybe head this way instead. Even with your resistance to electricity, don't hold a candle to the sheer DPS of our sweet, sweet lightning bolt. How far am I willing to push it in terms of just sprinting for this stairwell? Think we can do a couple more turns, disjunction, get the heck out of here. Okay, let's see how many mutations I got while I wasn't paying attention. That's 2 more than I thought. I think the shout is we just got. Yeah, that's there. I do remember seeing that we feel dumber at one point, but I did not know we lost the ability to read scrolls when taking damage. That is not great. Let's do a quick find for mutation here. Let's see if we've left any of these behind. Just a couple, so honestly not a great showing there. Hopefully it's enough to get rid of the bad mutations, potentially even give us something like robust. That would be nice. Let's give it a shot. We feel strong-willed, clever, and urge to shout disappears. So we still have inability to read scrolls, but extra willpower is kind of sweet. Is it sweet enough that I'll risk not being able to read scrolls at a crucial moment? Now that just might be crazy talk. Don't know how I feel about that. So let's risk quaffing one more here. Hopefully we get to keep that. Feel your strengths grow quieter, feel a little pissed off. Ooh, that's not great, but we can read scrolls and we're still strong-willed, so that's nice. Just have to be careful about going berserk. Because as long as we don't use melee attacks, I don't think this can trigger. So we'll have to keep that in mind. Passively dampen the noise of your surroundings. Interesting. Does that affect this at all? That does seem quieter. Just by a little bit. Huh. That's cool. That's a cool little mechanic there that I was not aware of. But okie dokie, we have our 3 runes. Are we ready for Zot? Feels weird to say so. Feel like good old Aladdin is still in their infancy here. We could go through a couple of different areas for just general experience. See what our final spell is. What do we need other than, you know, cold resistance? Mostly just that. We're looking pretty solid across the board otherwise. Potentially some way to deal with orbs of fire a bit more consistently would be nice, but when we can't pick which spells we're going to be casting, there's not a whole lot that we can do in that regard. So honestly, I think we're just pretty much set. We could go for elf to see if we can't find a slightly fancier necklace. What else could... or ring, I guess, is the other one. There we go. But I think that I am overall pretty happy. We could even switch over to this other artifact to at least give us some resistances across the board, so nothing's going to outright smite half of our health bar out of existence. And then I think we are looking pretty good. Maybe I'll see if there's any magic mapping we left behind in stores. Just one. Well, while we're up here, I think it's worth the quick little jaunt over that a ways. We'll pick this up. We at least get 2 of our Zot floors explored. Hip hip hooray. And then I think we are set to go here. Do a quick stretch of my weirdly tense bones and muscles here. And let's get ready to hop in there, shall we? Here goes nothing. Hello, friends. So do I want to try and play it quietly here whatsoever? Or just start blasting? My heart says that we just start blasting. Heart wills what it wants. Let's do so. Hoping most of these draconian packs shouldn't be too much of a pain for us. It's a really strong armor class, decent AoE across the board, but should be no problem is unfortunately not directly synonymous with going to be okay. So make sure we have a little bit of a caveat thrown in there for our own protection. And beautiful. Let's get on it. We should also do a quick check. 0 is Z capital Z. That means that I'm going to pop into our spells here and I'm going to quickly change statue form to be on that capital Z so we can actually just use a macro to cast that. Makes things a little bit simplified, a little bit easier to use in the future. Hello, my tentacled friend. And not too shabby here. Keep accidentally not aiming my lightning bolt so it hits multiple targets, but hasn't been too bad in the long run. And holy cow, we just got Bjorgnir's Revivification, didn't we? Isn't this the spell that heals us up to full health? Instantly heals any and all wounds suffered by the caster, but permanently reduces our maximum HP? Huh. Well, that's swell. That's a nice little panic button. Yeah, another get out of jail free card. Exactly. I'll take it. I need as many of those as I can possibly carry on my person here. Who knows how many mistakes and issues I'll run through and out across here. Do you love to see it? We're back on the road. I guess we could drop those immolation scrolls that we never ended up actually using. Worry about that when the time comes. I mean, at the end of the day, we are still just carrying around ID scrolls for no reason, so might have slightly greater priorities as to what exactly we want to throw in the trash. Ah, right, Black Draconians are the lightning buddies. Gotta keep ourselves aware of that, make sure that we're not wasting too much of our health, blasting them with absolutely no damage. Oh, I do love when you face green Draconians. Yeah, everyone just follow me through the poison clouds, why don't you? Specifically you red buddies, you red Draconian pals, that'd be nice. Beautiful. Not too bad for the first floor here. We could play it safe, I guess, and not explore the entirety of floors. Or I guess play it safe might be a little bit of a misnomer there, just because it's safer in some regards. You're not facing quite as many Zot level enemies, as you otherwise might, but when things do go bad and start getting hairy, you're generally in a pretty bad place. So we'll have to keep that in mind at the very least, for sure. Make sure we don't get too corroded. Just use IMB to finish off any Black Draconians. And it would be nice if we had some other source of damage for taking care of electricity immune enemies. Oh, actually, yeah, now that I mention it, electric golems are going to be a real pain in the rear. Okay, lightning bolt on the Moth of Wrath. I do not want a berserk Quicksilver Dragon on my tail. That sounds like a recipe for disaster. Let's pop down a quick Fulminant Prism. Blast you all as well. Did the Quicksilver Dragon just heal? I didn't know you could do that, friend. Stop it. Stop it. We do have resistance to electricity innately. That's good to check. I guess not innately, but thanks to our equipment more so. You know what? It's disjunction time. Close that door. Suckers. Grow thumbs. Idiots. Absolute morons. Love to see it. But taking them down one by one is definitely slightly more manageable here. Hello, buddy? Hello? Yes. Your friend? Oh, I already killed them. I wanted you to know before I killed you, too. Because I am a horrible, horrible person. But looking alright here. I guess now that I think about it, before popping through the door and closing it in the face of those dragons, I should have at least considered the idea of using Borgnir's Revivification just to make sure that we stayed in one piece. That's going to be the hardest part about trying to potentially use that here, is actually remembering to use it, that I even have it available. That's definitely been a problem for me in the past. Again, anything? Fulminant Prisms, I guess? Just like, yeah, come get some. Get some. This is our life now. The only way to really deal with storm dragons. But again, all that's really proving, besides being the tiniest bit of a pain in the rear, it's really just a proof of concept that you only really need one damaging spell to make it through the majority of the game. So there are a few different kind of subcategories that you can whip out in times of emergency in order to take on things that are immune to specific damage types. Besides that, I mean, we're just sitting pretty here. Let's set up one of these bad boys just around the corner. Of course, they decide to actually avoid it for once. You're not supposed to be able to do that, friend. But we should be able to finish them off once more here. Fulminant Prism coming to the rescue. Beautiful. And onwards we go. That's a frightening little vault here. Not exactly what you want to see on any given Sunday, but let's just do a quick infestation across the whole board. If I can just get the ball rolling, get a couple of them killed off, then the scarab should help us finish the job. In fact, doing a beautiful job, little beetle pals. Love to see it. Little unfortunate when our blaster caster doesn't have much in the way of blasting. I definitely can't argue with you there. A little lackluster in that department. I was hoping for some ignition, some firestorms, some polar vortexes in the late game here, but hey, it is what it is. And we're making it work, one way or another. Okay, I was hoping the dragon wouldn't be smart enough to step outside of the fulminant blast, and turns out that is the case. You love to see it. Now we have to be slightly more careful. Berserk dragons are the worst kind of berserked enemy here. Just start dealing far too much damage. That's the way to lose a promising run, is to let even a single berserk dragon get too close.